Hair thinning can be a troubling and embarrassing issue for both men and women, with male pattern baldness affecting around 50% of all men. Minoxidil is a proven medication for hair regrowth and loss prevention in males and females that requires ongoing use. It is deemed to be safe for long-term use, but many, if not most of the users that stay just with minoxidil will experience that the initial gained new hairs start to lose density and fall out again, as happened to this user after 15 years. So if you want the same hair density as this old man when you age, you better watch this video where I will explain how to maintain long-term results with minoxidil. Now, before I start, it is helpful to understand how minoxidil helps in regrowing lost hair. As I explained in my previous video, minoxidil regrows hair in 4 distinctive ways. Quickly summarized, it first increases blood flow by opening new potassium channels that feed the follicles. Second, the follicles receive, thanks to the better blood flow, more nutrients, what makes the hairs start gaining new density. Third, it stimulates the follicles movement to the growth phase. Last but not least, minoxidil induces the hair to extend longer the anagen phase, which is the growth phase of the follicle. This just means that the follicles take longer to fall out than they would normally do. Thus, you will have more hairs on your scalp than without the drug. Although all of this is great, it doesn't address the real issue of hair loss, which is the hormone called dihydrotestosterone, or DHT. It is because of DHT and solely DHT that people with androgenetic alopecia lose their hair. Therefore, even if you see at the beginning of the minoxidil treatment an increase in hair density and in the number of new hairs, you will eventually lose those gains over time because you are not addressing the real issue of the problem, DHT. But fortunately enough, there exist 2 treatments today that get rid of that trash DHT hormone. They are called androgen blockers, and the name of the medications are finasteride and dutasteride. Make sure to watch the previous video I made about them to understand a bit better how they work. I'll post the video in the description below. So, if you haven't already, my first advice is to hop on one of those 2 treatments, either finasteride or dutasteride, to get rid of the real hair loss problem, DHT. Many people are afraid of the side effects, but as I explained in the previous video, it is actually something not to be worried about too much, because 98% of people don't experience any of them, only hair regrowth. In the worst case that somebody does, they can just simply drop the treatment and everything will get back to normal. But besides that, if someone prefers a more natural way to maintain results and not use any anti-androgen drug, there are definitely other alternatives. The best one, in my opinion, is a combination of minoxidil with microneedling. Now, studies show that even microneedling alone increases not only your hair density, but also your hair count. Yes, you can even get great results by only microneedling without minoxidil. So imagine what happens if you combine microneedling and minoxidil together. Oh, you better watch out, boy, because you could regain your teenage hair back. Yeah, many users report that once they start to microneedle once a week in combination with minoxidil, they basically became Tarzan.
Oh, get off! It serves you right.
Now, the third option when it comes to maintaining the minoxidil results is adding sulfate to the treatment. Let me explain. In order to act, minoxidil needs to be converted to its activated form, which is minoxidil sulfate. This occurs automatically in our body thanks to the sulfotransferase enzyme activity that is present in the liver and in the follicles. But some lack the sulfotransferase enzyme activity in their scalp, and therefore they lose gains or don't even see any to begin with. As a matter of fact, only around 60% of people see positive results after months of applying minoxidil. The other 40% just simply don't experience anything. So adding sulfate to the mix can increase up to 14 times the amount of hair results. This is, however, a topic completely understudied. In 2019, however, researchers found that adding tretinoin to minoxidil mix is a good method to increase the minoxidil response. In fact, in the study, 43% of the subjects initially predicted to be non-responders to minoxidil were converted to responders following 5 days of topical tretinoin application. But just as I said, this is definitely a topic still understudied, and I would strongly recommend you consulting always with your dermatologist. You will need anyways a doctor's prescription, so there's nothing to lose. Thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about how to regrow and maintain your hair, subscribe and like this video. Adios!